Hello and welcome back. It is 2021. Wow, I'm going to have to practice saying that. I almost stopped at the 20 part, and I think we're all very, very done with 2020. If you're new here, I'm Morgan Hazelwood, and this is my live stream write-in hangout. When it's not NaNoWriMo or Camp Nano, it's a little more laid back typically, but we're over December, so I'm probably actually going to do some writing sprints this month. So today I have with me Sako, also known as Voit, and the novel Nana, otherwise known as Bex. Did y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Absolutely. Howdy, Howlers. I'm Sako, also known as Voit. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. So if you are looking to market yourself as an author, or you're looking to be a witch or a witch, you can now find me in two places. All my marketing and my author stuff on this channel, and then all my witchy stuff on the Witch of Tilwith tag. I would love to see you. Please drop by. It'll be great.
Ah, that's why the switch. That makes so much more sense.
It's not a switch. It's just I'm segregating.
Right. Because people who are there for one type of content know where to find it, and vice versa. I get that. Are your games going to be on the writing channel or the
okay. Games are going to be on the writing channel.
That makes sense. Nana?
Hi, I'm Bex. Most of you know me from my YouTube channel, The Novel Nana. As of yet, I'm an unpublished writer. I write mostly in the suspense or psychological thriller genres. Occasionally, I dabble in other genres. I do write poetry. I'm an INFJ on the MBTI, and I'm a Nana who loves all things creative. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, here on YouTube.
Yay. Awesome. I'm so excited to have y'all both here. So are y'all goal setters, or let's see how 2021 goes?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I do a 5-year plan.
Right.
I even got a little 5-year planner this year.
It's gorgeous.
It was a stocking stuffer. So I've got a lot of like books coming down the line. I've got like new businesses coming down the line. I'm changing direction career-wise and hoping for the best, really.
Do you have whiplash?
Ask me in a week.
Okay. Bex?
Well, let's just see how this year goes. I'm trying to plan out a few things, but I have a feeling that I'm going to set goals, but they're not going to be in concrete. I got to leave myself a little wiggle room, but I do have some things that I would like to get done, and finishing this book is one of them, top priority.
Awesome. If you followed my blog at all, you probably know I do goal setting. I try to do SMART goals, i.e.
actionable things, yeah.
Specific, measurable, achievable, results-focused, and time-bound. Things that are within my nexus of control. Because I'm still trying for that traditional published thing, I can't say it's going to happen. If I was self-publishing, obviously, I could be a little more concrete about that. But my goals this year are revising. I'm going to, revise instead of just lightly edit that middle grade. I'm going to query. I have 3 short stories that I've been querying or submitting off and on, and 1 full-length one. And I'm going to get back into the query trenches and put those out a lot more. Last year, I read 41 books, and this 45 books. But I'm only hoping to read, I think, 36, 3 a month sounds like a reasonable, because next year I might not be stuck at home all year. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah. This is the first year in like 3-4 years that I haven't done OctoPoRiMo, writing poetry in October, but I did a lot more Nano prep. I'm going to do Nano, but I don't know what else writing wise, because I've got so many drafts that need more love. And I've got some convention and writing group goals to like hit 6 open mic nights and some writer group meetings.
Provided things actually like, the curve flattens maybe.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I'm going to try and be a panelist at 2 to 4 conventions this year.
Cool.
I was a panelist at 3 this year, so.
Talking about book stuff or?
Talking about book stuff and blogging stuff and beta reading and all that sort of stuff.
Awesome. You are the best beta reader. You are the best critique partner.
Thank you. So let's pop to the comments and see who we have. We have a Spence and Andy and Bruce is here. Hello and welcome.
Welcome.
Doc made it. Doc says congrats on the co-location spell, Cass and Sako.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Bruce said a 5-year plan. I don't even buy green bananas.
It's actually a new practice not a new practice, but like a practice that I haven't been able to implement for a really, really long time. So it's really good that I'm in a steady enough line of life that I can actually plan 5 years ahead.
That's awesome. And I think at least part of that is because you're more self-employed than you were before. So you're the one setting the goals? Oh, no? Okay.
No. I think it's, I got married and it doesn't look like I'm moving anytime soon. And I'm not going back to W-2 land. And, I've been working for myself for the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. So I'm just changing career direction.
Right. Awesome. Spence, as usual, is baking stuff, making me hungry as usual. So let's see. Jennifer says hello.
Hi, Jen.
So does anybody in the comments have any big goals for this year? Or small ones, like write at least once a month, I don't know what your life looks like.
Yeah.
My sister is due the 2nd week of February, so I'm pretty sure.
Holy crap.
Yeah, right? So I'm not sure what my February is going to look like.
Yeah.
So super excited. So excited to be an aunt twice over.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, nobody seems to be jumping in the comments with goals.
It's hard to have goals when you've been in isolation for a year,
Yeah. I can definitely understand that.
Oh, here they come.
Excellent. Okay, so let's see. Doc, the big goal is to get The Kindred of Kali edited and published. Awesome. Andy has a 1-year and a 5-year, just like you. Big goals for this year: rewrite novel, get at least 5 short stories written, keep vlogging, and find a reliable beta reader. I wish I could be her, but I'm not. I am 3 months behind on another beta read, and I've put off one of my critique partners 3 times, but she's like, how does February look? And I'm like, assuming nothing goes wrong with the baby and depending how much time my mom stays at my house, because I'm 20 minutes from my sister where the baby's going to be. So probably 80% chance I can do it.
Yeah.
So, Novel Nana said hi back to Jennifer and send some love and prayers your way. Spence is planning on publishing their first novel, The Vampire Christmas Romance, in December. Awesome. That sounds right up my alley, really. And early April is unveiling a super secret project.
Which I'm super excited for.
Ooh. Jennifer knows my feels. She's publishing this year no matter what, and her sister is due in June with the third nephew. Super exciting. So exciting. So congrats to everyone. Yeah.
I'm liking the plans to like publish stuff this
Right.
year. Like that's big ups. I'm just hoping to get 3 stories written. If I can get 3 books fast drafted in this quarter, like I will be a happy camper.
Yeah.
I will be a happy camper for you. That's an amazing goal.
Seriously, that's a lot. So, do we want to sprint? Do we want to pretend we're productive and stuff?
Absolutely.
Are we feeling 16? Are we feeling 20? Are we feeling 25?
Let's do the 21.
21.
21 because it's 2021.
No, sure.
Yeah, I see where you're going. Spence says so many pregnant people everywhere, ducks, which is true. But everyone I know who is pregnant right now wanted to get pregnant before the pandemic, and timing just worked out so that things aligned. So these were not unplanned. Well, we're stuck at home pregnancies.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So Doc says to get to publishing, I've got to get through at least 3 end-to-end edits. Yeah. As rough.
So that is even more ambitious than initially put forth.
Do you read yours aloud, Doc? Because you have a great reading voice. And Bruce said one of his goals is to get more involved in the writing community, and this is his first writing live stream.
This is a great way to get involved in the writing community, let me tell you.
So, well, we can't be a writing community if we don't actually write. So let me get this timer up and going, and remember to share the audio so y'all can hear the timer when it goes off, and we'll get started.
Cool.
Share. And okay, are we ready to get some work done?
You bet.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, let's do some writing.
Woo!
Whew, and we're back. How was your sprint?
Good. I recorded 2 audio files for my training videos, and I'm editing them now.
Nice, nice. Oh. How about I actually put the microphone in front of me?
It helps.
It's between me and the keyboard, so I flip it up when I'm sprinting. So I'm actually, because I'm really bad at dodging, the Baltimore Science Fiction Society elected me to their board, and I'm in charge of their social media.
Of course you are.
So I'm right now creating a couple of options, and I'm going to take it to the group and see what level of social media they actually want, rather than spamming them or not having enough. So I'm trying to figure out what they want, and I'm putting together a couple options. So that's what I'm working on right now. So hopefully, if I have a plan and an organization, that means I can delegate. Right. I mean, technically right now I'm a board member at large, and they're in the middle of writing the specific social media publicity role. You want to hear how I got talked into it? One of their board members decided it should be a thing, and everybody went along with it, but they're the only person who's ever run it. And so there was a fear that once they moved on to other things, the role would go away. And in order to be an active group, you need to be on social media these days. And so they're like, oh, hey, you could take over just so we know that the role will stay even if that person moves on. And they gave me 2 minutes to think about it before we voted. And I didn't realize that the entire group seems to think after 5 p.m. on Saturdays is the best time for a meeting and not date night. So that's when all of their board meetings, all of their club meetings, all of their Balticon planning meetings are on Friday night or Saturday nights. So, but I'm trying to do my best for them. Balticon's my home convention, and I love it, and I go every year. So
nice.
So yeah. So that's what I was doing. Although I would like to get to some writing tonight, because I've got 10K of my NaNoWriMo project to get through this month, so I can maybe find out how my story ends.
That would be cool.
I'm really excited. I have some ideas, but I know the shape of it, but not the details of it. So I want to know how it happens.
Right on.
And nobody can tell me. So, well, let's pop over to the comments. I think Novel Nana is off grabbing some food, which we all know it's not a stream until Morgan eats. So let's see. Spence, I haven't even drafted the book I'm determined to publish in December. Oh my goodness, that's ambitious. But I mean, you are awesome. I got faith in you.
I got faith in you too.
Great. Nightbot reminded us to stretch. Oh. Oh. I think my back just popped in 4 spots. Because I am Rice Krispies and milk. True facts about my joints. Let's see. Talking about pregnancies, Jennifer says that her sister's was definitely planned, although maybe not that soon. Nephew number 2 will be barely 2 years old when number 3 gets there.
Oh my gosh.
A little
more toddlers.
Yeah. But you don't have the sensation of done with diapers and then back to diapers.
Yeah, that's true.
So Doc says that his current edit is read aloud, and he breaks things into chapters and sends them off to sensitivity readers. And after revising, it goes to beta readers, and then he hires an editor because he's self-publishing, and you need to hire an editor.
If you do.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we have a CB. Hello. And an MM Ward. All the cool people are here. I mean, they were already, but anyway, more cool people. So is only 18 minutes late. Ooh, we have new people too. I'm so excited. Cabachon, 1360, has committed to 100 words a day this year, which doesn't sound like much. It sounds like plenty to me, but much better than their average for last year. Good luck. Yeah. And that's enough that are you allowing yourself to make up the words? Are you counting if you get it done before you go to bed? Or does it have to be done during the 24-hour window before you go to bed? I'm just curious how other people work their rules.
I think the important part is the daily practice.
Right.
So, and that's how to become proficient at anything, literally anything, is just daily practice. So, I think 100 words a day for a year is more than reasonable. Yeah.
Ward cheers on that 500 words is a lot of words. Legit. We have a key clavis. Hello. And hallucinations.
Yeah.
And Spence managed to get 428 words of an outline done. Nicely done. Very good. CB got 184, even though they jumped in late. So that's awesome. Andy got about 500 words of rewriting and new writing. Awesome. Rewriting is so much harder than people think it is, I think.
It depends on what you're rewriting.
True. Doc got 1,807 words edited. That's a very precise number of editings. Spence checked on the bread that is making them hungry because it smells so good. CB thinks their 10-year-old is in too many lessons. Handwriting, spelling, math, physics, chemistry, business, engineering, language arts, music, typing, dance, history, home economics, French, Italian, and Spanish.
7 tops.
Are some of these like once a week things? Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot. 7 tops.
Yeah. Oh, right. Her father's Tony Stark. He doesn't believe in limits. And I'm sure she's a genius. Doc says, I wasn't in the room, so they elected me. No, I was in the room. They just buttered me up and didn't give me time to think about the consequences.
Yeah.
Or warn me in advance that 90% of their group can only meet on Saturday nights. So annoying, but between day jobs and it's frustrating. So,
is that a situation where you go over to your boyfriend's house and then call in?
So he had his roof replaced and the satellite is not properly aligned despite the people coming out. It seems to be a software issue where they oversold the satellites. So there's not enough bandwidth.
Great.
So the last time, last night there was a meeting and I could hear them and stream, but there was like a 10-second delay when I talked to them.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I want to say something. They all pause and then I say my piece or I typed it.
It might have been just easier just to...
I typed most of it, but for my announcement of, hey, I'm having an open forum on Monday night. Please remember to come. I mentioned it, but you haven't gotten the invite yet.
Mm-hmm.
Have thoughts, show up.
Those things.
Yeah. So, popping back to the comments, we had a cat Leo swung by to say hi.
Hi, cat.
And it jumped on me. Novel Nana managed to scarf down some food and is organizing. So Doc put a note in his text when he starts and another when he stops. Just to keep track of the number of words edited. I've done that before. CB, handwriting, English, math, and sciences every day. The rest once or twice a week. That's almost manageable, but still, I'm giving Tony Stark the side eye on this one.
Handwriting in English for And me as an American, they were lumped into the same class.
Yeah, definitely. And at 10 years old, you should be getting there on handwriting. It's more practicing your handwriting while doing other things at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So Bruce used the 21 minutes to keep writing and revising, which is what he was doing anyway. CB says, and music practice every day, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Spence says that physics and chemistry aren't often taught, especially at the same time for kiddos. Handwriting and typing is part of language arts in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So
physics and chemistry is like college.
I mean, specifically calling it physics is, but the basics of underlying like the math and the science behind it are usually integrated into math and science to build the foundations that will be part of physics.
Mm-hmm.
So MM Ward thought about getting satellite internet, but it doesn't have the ping my youngest needs for her gaming streams. My boyfriend, when he bought the house, had called Verizon twice. They'd confirmed that their Fios, or their not Fios, but the thing cable went out there. He moved in, called up, and they're like, "Oh no, ha 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 ha! Whoever told you that? We're never going out there. Peace out. Goodbye." He wouldn't have bought the house because he manages data centers. If he'd known he was going to have to do satellite, he is waiting for Bezos or whoever it is who said they were going to launch satellite internet next year. And he's pretty sure that his satellite company is expecting that's going to put them out of business. So they're not investing in the infrastructure. And that's why it's gone downhill significantly in the last 2 months, even before the roof repair. Like it is basically untenable right now. He's stolen my internet a couple times, and he's looking into rent your own office space in his town, in the town nearest him. So yeah, it's a little rough. CB says they're 38 and practice their handwriting every day.
Awesome.
I hear you. Key Clavis took physics in college, but chemistry and biology in high school for me. Yeah.
Chemistry was AP at my school.
Oh, really? Okay. Mm-hmm. At mine, we had AP chemistry and biology, but we also had general chemistry and biology and earth science.
Did you go to like TJ or something?
No, I grew up in a very small town where it was 100% college prep because there were 50 kids per grade.
Oh.
Very small town. And so we did have a physics class offered, but I did not take it because it was also taught by the calc teacher, and they recommended you take the two together. And I'd had that teacher once before, and I love the guy, did not work well with his teaching style. So my guidance counselor is like, well, you've got to take a math or science your senior year, or colleges will like flail. So I took chemistry again, only the AP version.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fine. Let's see. Spence says Tony Stark's kid would be more of the, here's a problem, here's a pile of resources, here's the internet and people, peace out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, Spence is sending me some of that bread, right?
Yes.
CV said they took French, Spanish, English, maths, biology, modern science, music, and office and info studies.
Interesting.
That's 8. Although with extracurriculars, you could basically say that I took music and dance every day after school. Yeah. And we had 7 classes a day. Because
we had 7 classes a day.
Yeah, we didn't do block scheduling or anything like that. It was 7 a day.
We didn't do block scheduling until high school.
Yeah. In high school, we didn't do block scheduling either.
Oh, yeah?
Nope. But in middle school, we had our morning classes at the elementary school. And then after lunch, we walked across the playground to the high school and had our afternoon classes there.
Nice.
Unless it was raining, in which case they'd bus us around the corner.
They did block scheduling to get us used to like college schedules.
They tried it in middle school and then said flail and stopped.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. I guess parents objected because kids blamed that on them not having done their work, even though they knew perfectly well what day of the week it was. Like a kid didn't turn in their homework and was like, oh, I thought it was tomorrow. I got confused. Even though
were they in the same room for like half of their classes or something? Like,
No.
I don't.
No. Yeah. Don't look at me. This was several years ago now.
Weird.
Yeah. So. Jumping back to the comments, Andy says, support infrastructure projects. Rural connectivity is as necessary as power these days. 100%.
100%.
CB says, I went to mainstream Catholic school and therefore am not educated. Spence says, at some point, I'm going to stop sucking and actually send people baked goods. I do not actually expect any. I just, I'm sitting over here drooling.
People would pay for a subscription box.
Ooh. So, block scheduling rules, true facts. MM Ward took all of them in high school as part of the advanced academia program. College courses for junior and senior year were allowed. Same here. I took several dual enrollment classes because if you took dual enrollment, you got college credit. With AP, you had to take the exam.
Correct.
Huge difference. CB took music after school one afternoon a week and at lunch and dance once a week. I spent high school taking dance 12 and a half hours a week plus rehearsals. When we were doing performances, half an hour from home. So I did tap, jazz, modern, Mexican, ballet. I think there was one or two others in there, but I was a little overscheduled, and college was amazing because I wasn't scheduled 12 hours a day.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it was about the same for me too. Like, I was like, how did I look back now and I'm like, how did I have time for such things?
I remember taking a nap in band class with my head on the chair at one point. I mean, technically it was a movie day. We weren't actually playing when I napped, but yeah, I could sleep anywhere, anytime because I also had internet at home, dial-up with internet, and I was staying on till 3 a.m. So I was not getting much sleep all of high school.
I did not sleep for a big chunk of high school for other reasons. And I was in ROTC.
Oh, yeah.
I fell asleep during class, so they were like, all right, you get to stand in parade rest. So I stood in parade rest and fell asleep. And they're like, okay, you can go in the back and like sleep on the couch.
Yeah. So I almost did ROTC in college. One of the two schools I applied to offered me an ROTC scholarship, which put it at the same cost as the other school without the scholarship. So I went to Mary Wash.
Oh, bye, Andy.
Oh, glad you made it. So let's see. Spence, 10 out of 10. Loved it. Middle school was 8 classes. High school was block scheduling, and it was amazing. CP, we had 6 50-minute periods a day. We had 7 50-minute periods plus an 8th period, which was an activity period for band and chorus. And
oh, that's true. Ours was
and
like
sports and things like that. Yeah. Ward says they were forced to stay for the senior year because high school civics and economics were only offered last semester, and they wouldn't accept my college course so I could graduate as a junior. I'm sorry. That's frustrating.
How frustrating.
Doc says if you're laying the right cable, you can run internet connectivity along with power to rural areas. That would be
I know,
awesome.
right?
But he is so far away from the nearest juncture that it would have dwindled to nothing by the time they ran the line to him.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a 10-minute walk to get up his driveway. So Spence said we had 4 90-minute blocks. Math classes got so much better. 45 minutes of math and 45 minutes of homework with the math teacher right there. That's pretty awesome.
Ours was similar.
CB did tap, ballet, modern, and Highland dance at one point. My sister did Highland dance, but character, that was the other one I did, which is Eastern European folk dance, because our director was from Czechoslovakia. Back when Czechoslovakia was a thing.
I'm going to pick your brain. Shit.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So Spence ended up spending 3/4 of their day in English, art, and band for most of the high school years.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce just discovered that taking a long, problematic sentence and making it even longer is not the best approach. What? No. Andy's dinner finished early, or was ready early, so they ran away like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
CB was a page turner in the orchestra. I was in band, and for every year that I was not in band class and just did it as an after-school activity, I did not believe in marching band because I hated memorizing music. And so I only did, and trumpets get cold. So I just did orchestra, or the sitting down part of band inside
orchestra. Yeah.
with the music in front of you.
With the music in front of you.
Yeah. But my high school was so small that, 1/4 of the school was in band. So the jocks.
My school was not that small, and 1/4 of the school was in band.
Yeah. It's hard to have jocks versus, drama geeks when they're the same people. Our high school quarterback was also VP of the National Honor Society, and his girlfriend was the president.
Oh.
So the groups mingled a lot.
Yeah.
So, Eva, hello and welcome. Had 8 50-minute hours a day with one as lunch, and I took early bird gym with my school didn't have study halls either to graduate at the end of junior year, and they wouldn't let. Oh goodness. Got her GED the year before my class walked. I stayed in. I still graduated at 17 because my birthday's in August. So my birthday is the weekend before school starts until college. And then college, I was 17 for a week and then turned 18. So I was already young for my grade. So I wasn't trying to graduate early. And Eva's like, also, hey, Devin made it. Hello from Canada. Spence would get up at 4 a.m. Oh my God. To go to the gym, get to school by 8, work at the library on Mondays, swing dance on Fridays, and troll the no trespassing areas in town a lot. What a troublemaker.
I spent 3 hours a day doing martial arts. In either in class or at home. And I did a lot of gaming and even more gaming.
Junior and senior year, I was working. I worked at Busch Gardens. So hanging out at a theme park, after hours and when not working was not the worst first job, definitely. So Shadow's Lair swung by to say hi and is making dinner.
Hi, Shadow's Lair.
Beck's fighting with internet issues, unfortunately.
Aw, boo.
Key Clavis says Czechoslovakia is still a thing. I know. It's the Czech Republic and Slovakia. Although the Czech half got a good portion of the good bits, and Key Clavis had to work in Slovakia for a bit, and it was horrible. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's rough. Eva says, my birthday is in November, and the rules just didn't allow more than 1 semester early graduation. Eva was a mom by then, right? And lived on her own and had to work. So the GED was pretty easy.
Right on.
We love you, Novel Nana. We'll catch you
on the next one.
Spence says, Sundays, I just wouldn't go to sleep. I do my homework with the lights on and power nap every now and then. Nothing felt
that was senior year for me.
As I do it being outside at 3 a.m.
And I used to take 2-hour walks in the middle of the night. Somehow, even though I had to pass the cop shop, like on my walks, like they never picked me up.
Well, I mean,
and I looked young for my age. So
yeah. They probably assumed you weren't making trouble.
I was still breaking curfew.
Y'all had curfew? I don't know these things. Small towns don't necessarily have those. Devin's like, martial arts, don't mess with Sako. Who is going to mess with you anyway?
You'd be surprised.
Wrong people. Wrong people mess with Sako.
Wrong people mess with Sako.
So let's see. M.M. Ward paid for summer college classes. So my senior year was first semester English Lit, library aid, random science elective, German 3, study hall, and lunch. And second semester was the same except civics and eco replaced electives. Yeah, we didn't have library aid as an option or study hall. They had to be like actual.
They had to be actual classes for us.
Yeah. Although I made friends with all my mom's library aides because she worked at a different school and she's the librarian. So they would follow her home and then we'd become friends with her library aides. So M.M. Ward said, then I went to college or one of my 2 jobs. So, right. After all those classes. Yeah. So
it was basically my job to learn martial arts. That was
with dual enrollment, I got intro to engineering and a drafting class and English credits my first 2 semesters of English my senior year.
Yeah, I did communications design my senior year, which counted for like graphic design, like
cool.
But like old school paste up guys stuff.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Now we have things like Photoshop and InDesign.
Right. So, that was one of my extracurriculars. I did yearbook.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of taping up stuff.
Yearbook was extracurricular for us.
It was during the activity period after school. Key Clavis said high school included a lot of unofficial learning in the library, things like Egyptology, psych, and nonlinear geometry. My phys ed was mostly archery, did it competitively for a bit. Nice. We didn't have...
I wish I lived in an area where they did archery. Oh, man.
So phys ed was gym, and we were split into halves. 25 kids in one class, 25 in the other. But we both went at the same time and we're in the gym and one coach was in charge of each of us. And it was 2 weeks of gym and 2 weeks of health alternating. And it was required through 10th grade. Daily.
We did sports, various sports, and health and gym.
Yep.
And kind of rotated between the 3.
Yeah. The sports would be like baseball or softball in one season. We did some gymnastics for the dance portions. The male coach didn't know any dances and the female coach only knew line dancing. So that's what we did, was a 2-week section of line dancing. And lots of wiffle ball. And every Wednesday we had a running test. And they were complete idiots. They scheduled during good weather mowing the day before the running test.
Alan Rickman was a graphic
every year, every day, every week, despite the fact 3 times in a row we had people have allergy or asthma attacks after the running test, and they didn't think that maybe mowing that morning might have helped trigger that. And I'm talking call the ambulance asthma attacks 3 weeks running. I was livid.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Woo! I lost the comments. Let me see where I was. We're all bitching about high school.
We're all bitching about high school.
So let's see. Doc says if I was up in 3 a.m, I was delivering newspapers or my family was going on a trip. I
did do a newspaper run when I was a kid in middle school.
I occasionally was still online chatting at 3 a.m. Very rarely, but it did happen.
That was 7 a.m. for me, and then 7:30 I would go to school.
Gotcha. Yeah, 7:40 is when our school started. And it had to be out of bed by 7. So Key Clavis says one benefit of all that archery is that learning to use handguns was easy. I already knew how to aim.
Yep. Transition, super easy.
It's just point and click, like a mouse. Spence said my high school and brief college experiences amounted to me being the definition of ordinary. Lies. CB says before he became an actor, Alec Rickman was a graphic designer. Pretty nifty. Kelly made it. Hello.
Hi, Kelly.
We're talking about our high school class schedules. Spence got out of having to have a second phys ed course by being in marching band. Did not work at my school. CB said in my first year of high school, we rotated between modern studies, geography, and history for 12 weeks each. We did some 12-week rotations, but that was 6th and 7th grade, where we rotated between foreign languages, art, and technology exploratory, which had like lots of different stations with like electrical engineering and animation and all sorts of random things.
Weird.
It's pretty cool. Kelly caught some of the dialogue while cleaning windows. And DYA Rob is here. Hello and welcome. I caught up on comments.
You did!
Do you think we should sprint and actually get some writing done?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Y'all have been very game as I chat. So CV said school started at 8:50. Oh wow. No, we were 7:40 to 3:30. I tried
to volley for 9 o'clock start time because teenager brains don't work until 9:30.
Nope.
And our classes started at 7:50.
Yep. So Spence says archery super fun. Her dad's a traditional bower and has a beautiful handmade bow. Ooh, pictures. Or share it on your stream next time. Shadow Lair is going to be 35, and I prefer to continue forgetting high school. Legit. Key Clavis says that they knew Dolph Lundgren had a doctorate in chemical engineering, but did not know that Rickman was a graphic designer. TM, what? The more you know. There we go.
The more you know, yeah.
Mood. Forgetting high school. Okay, well, let's do some sprinting. I'm gonna finish this social media plan and maybe open my document.
What?
Right? We'll see if it happens.
Okay.
So, 3, 2, 1, let's write. And we're back. I'm just finishing up my social media plan. I am just editing and revising what I have. I did not open my other document.
Ahoy. Spence completed the outline.
What? Yes. Awesome.
Cool.
How was your sprint?
I am slowly trying to figure out how I'm going to do this voiceover with my presentation. I'm so used to doing this live, like I'm not 100% sure how to do it not live.
OBS.
I'm trying.
Oh, I can't do OBS while streaming though. My computer shut down when I tried.
I can do OBS at the same time.
I think you were on my early stream when I tried to do through OBS. It can handle my webcam, but it can't handle Zoom. So when I tried to Zoom it, it just was like, nope, you can't open a document or do anything else. You can stream, but nothing else on your computer can be open, which isn't so great for a write-in.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I got my first quarter Trello board done last week. So I now know how far behind I already am.
Oh, Mama Ward, I know those feels. I know those feels well.
Oh. Well, I'm going to jump into the comments real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where I left off. CB said, before he became a wrestling promoter, Vince McMahon, Man, dug ditches 90 hours a week. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of digging. Keith Clavis says, mine is a FIDA takedown recurve. Ooh, we're talking bows, I think. Spence named it Yumi. It's Osage orange wood and a blend in between an indigenous style and a Japanese style. He knows exactly which. Rix is here. Hello. Okay, probably Rix Rocket's owner, because Rix Rocket is a puppy. But the puppy is also welcome. Puppies are always welcome on my stream. Spence says her bow only has an 18-inch draw length, which is perfect for shooting someone in your apartment. And it was a gift to her when she moved out. MM Ward said, popping back to our high school discussion, that their classes started at 7:30, but being a farm girl, I was up long before then. I got to school at 7:30. We started at 7:40, and for about 2 years, I thought my mom was coming in my room and turning off my alarm because I would roll over that hard. I would be up about 10 minutes before we walked out the door.
I understand that very well.
Toaster strudels. Key Clavis realized that YouTube had unsubbed them from me and has fixed this issue. Really hate that YouTube thinks it's okay to just curate people's channel sub choices. You are far from the only one. I've heard that complaint before, although not usually about my channel. But yeah, so CB says, I am 38 and I just learned the 12 times table last summer. Hashtag uneducated much. 38 is an excellent age to be. All the cool kids are 38.
Yes, they are. And I never learned my 12s, so you're ahead of me.
I mostly just know 12 times 12 is 144. And other than that, I might kind of math it. Spence said I couldn't memorize 11 or onward. But they're double numbers. You get like 11.
11 is the easiest. Yeah.
11, 22, 33, 44. Nines was easy once they taught me the finger trick. Do you know the finger trick? For those of you watching who don't, so sorry, I don't know if my camera is forward or backwards. Is this on my right side or my left side for you?
Left side.
Okay. So if that's on your left side. Okay, good. So 1 times 9 is 9. So that's how many fingers and which finger I'm putting down. 2 times 9 is 18. So you have 1 and 8. So that's 18. 3 times 9 is 2 and 7. So 27. And then 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, and then 90. And then I run out of fingers. But I thought that was fun when I learned the 9 trick with the fingers.
And I often forget about that trick.
Spence, I just caught up to your 540 words, the first outline complete. So you get a secondary shout out. Key Clavis said, could have been worse. I had to do hex and binary conversions in my head all the time for my last career, network engineer. I do binary candles. You put like 7 candles in a row, and then you just light the ones for the year that person is born. Once you hit like 21, so much easier to do binary candles. I am doing Perl scripting right now and making sure, and I'm doing 2's complement math. So I feel your pain. It's a binary thing for non-computer people. So Spence says, I don't even know what those words mean. Binary is when you're in base 2. So, and hex is when you're in base 16. Our math is base 10. So once you get up to 9, you get another digit. Where with hex, you get up to 9 and then you go A, B, C, D, E. And then you go to 1, 0 actually means 16 in our normal numbers, etc. Which is more than you ever wanted to know. And you can immediately forget this unless you're a computer person. So CB got 199 words. Shadow Lair got 68. Nicely done, both of you. CB taught themselves the multiples of the 12s table to Ode to Joy. Love it. Ode to Joy is totally what I play when I'm wandering around a music store. And they're like, this is how to do a scale. And then you just do it to the tune. And it sounds like you know what you're doing because you just go up the scale. Oh, sorry. Fun little tricks. Bruce Jones got a beer and then more editing, revising, because that's what writer lives look like.
That reminds me, I kind of want a cider.
Ooh, do it. Hello and welcome, Nathaniel. I think this is your first time on my stream and you are welcome. I love new people and old people and everybody in between. So Nathaniel finally started editing one of their nano short stories. Awesome.
Nice.
I am hoping this year on my goals list is to revise and edit my, I did a nano of short stories, not this year, but last year. And I have a Persephone and Hades one that I'd like to revise and get out there. Did you know that Hades had a twin sister who was killed before they took over from the Titans?
No.
Perhaps that's why he was okay with going to the underworld, because he could see his sister.
Hey.
So I'm just playing on that. And anyway, it's exciting. And I totally have Persephone as like the hard ass that like is kind of unnerving him a little. And it's a fun story. I enjoyed it.
Awesome.
DYA Rob got 246 words. Solid. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Spence is going to do maybe 2 more drafts of this outline before I dive into the actual draft.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that is beyond my planning level.
To be honest, like it makes more sense to have multiple drafts of the outline and then do the draft in one go.
Yeah.
Than it does to do like draft 1, draft 2, draft 3.
Well,
I mean, there might still be a draft 2, draft 3.
Right. I'm just too much of a high level planner than a detailed planner, and I'm not like a pantser. Exploratory writing is killing me on my current story, but I kind of like writing the draft and then writing the outline and the query, and then you can see what themes and stuff emerge, and then maybe write my outline from there and see where I need to fix things.
That's why I do a 0 draft.
Always 0 draft.
Yeah. So BC Brown and I are writing a book together, and we just wrote the end. So
awesome.
Yeah.
What a great way to start your year.
Exactly. That was on the 1st. So great way to start the year. We are gonna re-outline and then insert new beats, insert new scenes that explain later stuff. And we suspect that we will release in September.
That is super exciting. I am so happy for y'all both. That's awesome. Yay! Let's see. Ward removed edited.
That and had.
For me, it's that, had, very, and a bit.
A bit, though, like 9 times out of 10, my a bits are fine.
I overuse it a lot.
But that and had, when I converted to writing in active voice, that had went away.
I can see that, yeah. And I also look up my LYs. Just LY space, and then see where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because I'm not anti-adverb, but sometimes there's stronger verbs you can replace an adverb with.
Absolutely.
So, let's see. Doc edited another 1,380 words. Nice, nice. Spence has got a B story and some side plots to weave in. Yeah.
Right on.
I very often don't come up with my side plots and B story until I'm writing. I have my A story, and then I ignore everything else while I get to that end, because I need to find out how the story ends.
I think we need to come up with a B story.
Yeah.
I think that would help flesh out our book drastically as a B story.
That makes sense. Ward says, Christmas vampires, blood and holly. Woohoo!
Yes.
So I wrote a Christmas story that is very dark and depressing. It is not a feel-good story, and it's totally Santa dealing with the Fae and making bargains, and that's how he became Santa that we know today.
Nice.
But what do you have to give up to get what you want? And the Fae are never quite what they seem.
Indeed.
So I tossed a draft up there, but it's morganhazelwood.com if you want to check it out. So Key Clavis said the same math stuff I was talking to. So let's see. Spence says the main character's name is Holly and everything. Love it. Nice. Love it. Doc finished off the first chapter and had to write a new intro to the second. Yeah, I've been there. CB says, unfortunately, I need to be able to do the 12 times table for my music theory. And I will be able to simplify fractions for that. I think I still remember how to do that. Yeah, because 3/6 of a pie is, 1/2.
I do a lot of Romani dance, and everything's in 9/12.
Oh, ouch.
Everything's in 9/12.
Yeah. Doc says for Spence's bow, for all those times you need to shoot someone with an arrow. Spence says she still uses the number trick for the 9s table.
Mm-hmm.
And Bruce gets the impression I was an overachiever in high school.
Go this way? No.
Smidge.
There you are.
Are you being starved to death?
CB,
Sorry.
go ahead. Yeah. CB said, Ode to Joy was the first tune I learned on guitar, violin, and clarinet. Because it's easy. You gotta learn the scale anyway. Kelly grinned. Spence said, I'm more like a snowflake writer than anything else. Every outline gets a little bigger and bigger. Once I actually write the story, I can't see the structure or how to change it anymore. That makes perfect sense. I write in layers too. Nobody knows when you added things in. They just see the final effort. Which Connie Willis said, I got to see a talk with her, and she's like, nobody knows what order you write the time hopping, jumping, backwards and forwards, foreshadowing.
Yeah.
They see the end result.
Yep.
So
writing out of order sometimes helps.
Yeah. I've done it, and I don't like the result for me personally, but never say never. It might work for my next book. For problem words, Doc says for him, that, had, very, just, and so. Yeah. For MM Ward, very and actually are problematic for them.
Right on.
CB says, heaven help the poor soul who edits this nonsensical mess of a story for me. Isn't it going to be you the first time around?
Isn't it going to be you?
MM Ward has been trying to replace so with a period. Kelly read my story. I would say grim, dark, and depressing is an overstatement. Okay. Aw, I didn't mean to make you cry.
Aww.
CB said, the rule with simplifying fractions is whatever you do to the numerator, you must also do to the denominator.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelly did tap dance in pre-K, violin in elementary. Wanted to learn to play the cello, but Dad was frugal.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Cellos are cooler than violins, though. They have a better sound to them.
I agree.
So totally don't blame you. Oh, goodness. Oh, see, we used to do Irish step dance. And had to use the 12/8 and 9/8 and 6/8 time signatures a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So 6/8 is basically 3/4. Only faster. So, we made it to January.
Yeah, we did.
Some point in last year, it still feels like we never got past March, though. Like time kind of froze then. But I'm excited for a new year.
Me too. Here's hoping that we can convince more people to wear masks and stay home.
Yes. Although, super excited to hear my friends in the healthcare industry are already getting their first shots.
My friends are getting inoculated.
Yeah, my ex-husband, his entire assisted living facility got their shots last Tuesday, Wednesday, something. So I was very relieved. He's like, all the staff are going to sleep so much better because one of the wings is the dementia ward. You know, there's no way to.
Yeah. So
let's see. Kelly said his eldest made it up, learned the cello in middle and high school. M. Ward is editing a heartbreaking scene where a brother is calling his twin sister who's dying of cancer, and he's recording their phone calls because she will pass before their next birthday, and she's crying. I don't blame you. I for those of you who don't know, I am also an identical twin, and it really creeps me out that if I want to know if my sister dies before me and I want to know what she would have looked like at my age, I look in the mirror and maybe put on something slightly more in the rust tones.
Oh.
Because that's... Yeah, no, we have to go out at the same time. I don't want to live without my sister.
Yeah.
So, CB says, and no, I will not be editing myself because I have zero skills in editing. Oh, wow. That makes it rough.
I advise learning some editing skills.
Wait. Doesn't CB like write 50K a week? That's a lot to edit.
That is a lot to edit.
Doc says that the last 10 months have been the longest decade of his life. I'm not sure if Kelly is saying me 3 to the not editing, the heartbreaking, or the longest decade of his life. Maybe all 3. CB says that 12.8 is basically 4.4, but faster. I would think it's basically 4.3, but faster? No, I mathed wrong.
You mathed wrong, yeah.
3.2, but faster, maybe? Yeah, 3.2. Because 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 4 goes into 8 2 times. So, Emma Ward says, happy December 35th. 2020 just doesn't feel over yet. I think I'm done with it.
I'm done with it.
So,
I've moved on.
Right. I'm mostly emotionally moved on. So some days are better than others. Kate Clavis says you might want to start learning even if you never do your own editing. Editing isn't easy, but learning that actually helps with your writing. Ooh, yes. Yeah.
Because then you have less to edit in the long run.
Yeah. For my first round of edits, I usually just make sure it's coherent. So I kind of read it aloud in my head. Mm-hmm. When I read normally, I don't necessarily read the words aloud in my head, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I just read. But when I'm editing, I read the words aloud in my head or aloud, like mumbling under my breath. So Spence says she was journaling today and realized it's been 10 months since Minnie Spence has been home all the time. And you'd think I'd have compensated for that by now, but nope.
Mm-hmm.
No. Eva snuck a shower in, is fighting these sundown sleepies and needed a refresh. Have you looked into sunlight lamps?
Yeah.
I've got a lot of friends who swear by them. So CB says, when everyone in school was doing grammar, I was doing special lessons with the special needs tutor, and no one even thought to have me make anything up. Oh my goodness. My mom was a high school librarian and made me do grammar worksheets like all summer, in addition to the ones I did for school. So I've got prepositions. I can diagram a sentence, or I don't know about. So Kelly said the Me 3 was optimism for the coming year. Devin was done with 2020 in April.
Mm-hmm.
CV says there's basically no point to me learning to edit. Key Clavis says, doesn't mean you're incapable, might make it harder, but not impossible.
Yeah.
So I don't know where you're starting from, but awareness can help as long as it doesn't make you too self-conscious. CB says in the UK there are no options for someone like me. What about a community college class? I don't know. So it depends what you're up to and what you're open and comfortable learning. So I try to learn a little more every year and throw away half the stuff I don't use.
I also have sad cam.
Oh my gosh, we're almost at 6:30.
Yeah, we are.
That was a lot of talking. I thought we were going to get at least 3 sprints in. Sorry, guys. Oh, I thought I was going to. Yeah. Oh, well. I'm happy to chat with people, though. So let's see. Back to the comments section. Emma Ward is off to do evening chores. Thank you for coming. We always appreciate you.
We always appreciate you.
Kat Leo says, welcome to the University of YouTube.
YouTube University for the win.
Yeah. CB says there's no community college in the UK. You could do a US community college. They're all online these days. Doc says, I would think that you can write and you can talk, so you can learn enough editing to know when you've hired a good editor, at least.
Yeah.
Keith Clavis suggests the Khan Academy can teach grammar and other basics and good quality content for free. Shadowlair says, what do you mean, like you, CK? I was told I was quote-unquote special needs, and I graduated with a geology degree. Geology's the best science. Rocks. Oh, yeah. CB says, Khan Academy is for kids. I have done some really nice classes on YouTube just watching videos. That's how I learned Python. CB says, not for 38-year-olds who should have been held back or homeschooled. Keith Clavis says, I still take classes on the Khan Academy, and I'm 52. Shadowlair says, college students use Khan Academy all the time. No one taught you how to write fan fiction, but you rock that. Grammar rules are available online for free. It's just acknowledging them.
Yep.
Besides, Khan Academy has lots of classes for non-kids too, and Bruce goes, geology rocks.
Geology rocks.
True facts about geology. So, thank you. Shadowlair says, CB, not CK, it was a typo. Also, Khan Academy has college, calc, and chem on there. Blah. Well, they now know all the options. Let's not harangue. Is that the word? Harangue?
Yeah, that's the word.
So, it's up to you and, your time commitments and what you feel open to learning. So,
yep. You just gotta wanna. The resources are there. You just gotta wanna. Should I do an outro?
Yeah, I think we're at that point. Oh my goodness. This day has flown by.
Howdy Howlers, I'm Sako, also known as Voit. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. So if you are looking to market yourself as an author, or you're looking to be a witch or a witch, I now have 2 accounts on which you can do the marketing thing and the author thing and all of that stuff, and then you can also do the witchy things on the Witch of Tilwith tag. And you can find me on the internet as Sako or Psycho Sako, pretty much everywhere.
And I'm Morgan Hazelwood. I am a pre-published fantasy writer. I'm actively querying some short stories and a full-length novel and editing 5 others. Well, 1 at a time because I'm not crazy. I share writing tips and writerly musings over on morganhazelwood.com, my blog, or on YouTube. If you'd rather listen to me babble than read my words, you can find me on youtube.com/morganhazelwood, shock of shocks. And I am now turning my YouTube stuff into a podcast over at morganhazelwood.fireside.fm. And I'm helping out with the Facebook consolation group. They're doing AMAs, Ask Me Anythings. Consolation is a Facebook group for people who were sad that in-person conventions were canceled this year. And this week on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, there will be a stream with Joe Haldeman, the author of The Forever War, best known for, but obviously has written much other stuff. So if you want to swing by and hang out at that AMA, I'll be there moderating it and making sure nobody's a dickhead.
Nobody's a dickhead. Yeah.
So thanks for swinging by, Sarah. And I don't know. You can find me everywhere as Morgan Hazelwood, except Twitter, where someone's squatting on it, and a Morgan Hazelwood. I have way too much social media going on, but I love meeting new people and hanging out with everybody. So great to see your words, if not your faces, and catch you next week. Bye-bye.